Hello and welcome. My name is Ansu. Happy New Year. Today I wanted to talk about all the books that I would like to read in the month of January. If you haven't really watched any of my previous goals videos or anything like that, I had posted for the month of December from the 1st to the 25th. I will leave a playlist of it linked down in the description so you can go check it out if you haven't seen those yet. But I had like 25 videos that I posted. It was a whole lot of stuff that was going on, but today I wanted to sit down and chat to you all about the books that I would like to read in the month of January. It's a new year. Of course, I requested a bunch of books on NetGalley, so I'm going to talk about the few books that I got from NetGalley that are getting published this month that I'm looking forward to getting to. I have a couple of audiobooks and one ebook. If you didn't know, NetGalley is this website where you can request ARCs if you have some kind of a social platform where you kind of promote those books on. So for me, I have my YouTube channel. This is where I talk about all the books. So I'm going to be talking about some of the books that are going to come out in this month that I'd like to get to. The first one I want to get to is Lucky Ones. I have read one other book by this author and I genuinely really enjoyed it. I think it was called The Arrangement. It's a pretty short book. It's like 5 to 6 hours, which is the same thing with The Lucky Ones as well. From my understanding of the description, about 5 years ago in this really small town of Fallen Oaks, there was a brutal murder of a bunch of families in their homes, in their beds. So the only survivors are now called the Fallen Oaks 5, so there are 5 children who escaped. And they were practically strangers at the time, but obviously now they're kind of close, I guess, because of the horrible incident that happened to them in their lives. Now that they're grown up, it's the anniversary of their family's death, and they receive these letters which says that the murderers are out to still get them, so there will be no one left. So of course the 5 kind of have to work together to figure out like who the murderers were and like why this whole thing happened, if they can escape it, all that kind of stuff. It sounds incredibly creepy and I'm living for it. It sounds so good. It is 5 hours and 56 minutes, so it's about 6 hours of an audiobook because I do listen to audiobooks in a little faster speed, so I feel like you can finish it within 4 to 5 hours. I don't think that's like too much, but anyway, I'm really excited for this book. It's coming out on January 11th, so I'm super excited to get to this one. The next one I got as an ebook from HarperCollins from their Frenzy Presents event was Daughter of the Moon Goddess by Su Lin Tan. First of all, this cover is gorgeous. I saw this book's cover on Twitter where the author had actually shared another version of this book and it looks so pretty. And I already had my eyes out for it, and of course HarperCollins was talking about this book and I got so excited. I really wanted to get to it. This is also coming out on January 11th, so I do need to get to this like fairly soon. It is an ebook version though. It might take me a little longer to get to it, to be fair, but anyway. This one is a fantasy that is following around the legend of a Chinese moon goddess. So from what I'm getting from the description, we have this girl named Xingyin who's growing up on the moon. Growing up on the moon, Xingyin has been like hidden away from the Celestial Emperor because her mother had actually stolen this elixir from him, which is for immortality, and she was actually found and I believe they got exiled. Xingyin's magical powers were kind of hidden from this emperor. One day her magic flares, which leads to her existence being discovered. So she's forced to flee her home and leave her mother behind. She's obviously untrained and afraid, and she's going to the Celestial Emperor and she's trying to like hide her identity and get trained, and she gets this chance to train alongside the Crown Prince. So they are mastering like archery and the magic and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time they also have like passion for each other. There might be like a romance between the Emperor's son as well as Xingyin, which is basically thrown into chaos, which to me this just sounds like something that I would totally enjoy, so I'm super excited for it. The cover again looks absolutely gorgeous, so I'm totally looking forward to getting to this one. I'm super excited for it. Another book that I got from NetGalley was an audiobook, and it is for Josh and Gemma Make a Baby by Sarah Reddy. And okay, I just saw the cover and I read the description. I thought it was kind of cute and I wanted to give it a shot. This one is coming out on the 25th of January, so I have a little bit more time for this one. It's much longer. It's a 9.5 hour audiobook. So Gemma is a very driven, energetic, and positive person, and her family is like super supportive of everything that she does. She's basically super happy except for one thing: she really wants to have a baby. After a decade of like disastrous relationships, she's also been taking like infertility treatments, and at this point she just wants to have a baby. Basically all she needs is an egg some sperm and an IVF to get pregnant. That's all she cares about. That's her New Year's resolution, to have a baby. On the flip side, we have another character called Josh, who Gemma has known for years because that is her brother's best friend, and he's always been there for all like birthdays and all kinds of parties in their house. So she thinks he's a pretty good match. Like he's kind of smart, he's kind of good looking, and she's pretty sure he doesn't have any like serious health issues. So she thinks it's the perfect match, right? So she decides like, okay, hey, I'm gonna talk to this guy and we'll figure it out. If he's okay with us having like a baby, we'll do that. And for some reason Josh does agree, and they go on from there. So Gemma really wants to keep everything business-like, but obviously making a baby does not mean things will go business-like. So things go from there. It's supposed to be a romance, I think, and I'm pretty sure they fall in love. I just think the description of this book was super cute, so I just wanted to give it a shot. Pretty excited for this one as well. Those are all the books that are coming out in the month of January. I do have a couple more books that I have on NetGalley, but for now, since they're not coming out anytime soon, I'm just gonna keep it on hold. I might read it because like there's a couple that I'm super excited about, but I'll talk about them on a later date. Okay, so this next book I really want to get to is The Inheritance of Okadina by Zoraida Cordova. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing those names right because I've heard like everyone pronouncing it differently. Anyway, this book actually looks super gorgeous, and also it was on the Goodreads fantasy list. It was one of the nominees on there, so I just wanted to like try to read all the books that were on that particular list just to see like what I think about all of those books, because I'm not really happy about the winners of that list, but that's a topic that I've already talked about anyway. I'm not 100% sure what this is about, but from what I read through the descriptions, there's this family who always has gotten everything. So they're super rich, their pantry is always full, but nobody really questions like how this is even possible. But you know, everything's just perfectly aligned for them, I guess. And as everything is going nicely, they have like this family tree, and there's just a bunch of people over in that family, and they get a few more abilities, like more powers and stuff. So again, they're not like super questioning or anything like that. And on their family tree, something else kind of comes through, some other type of entity, I guess, and they're taking these people out. Like, that's what I understood. That sounds very sinister. I don't know if that's the case, but like that's what I kind of read and understood. So we'll see what it was actually about once I finish reading it. I just think it looks incredible that I wanted to get to it, so this is on this list for this month. This next book I have been in the middle of for the past couple of months, I think, but I feel like this is the month that I'm going to be able to finish it. I've already finished half of this book, and it's Jade Fire Gold by June C.L. Tan. I believe I'm on like chapter 18 if I'm not wrong, and that's about halfway through. Yeah, so I think January is going to be the month that I finish this book. For some reason I wasn't really picking it up as much as I wanted to. I just felt like nothing was truly happening. Like they were just giving you like the basics of what is going on, what the world is, and all that kind of stuff. So far like nothing truly is happening, and I'm just looking forward to seeing like what is going on, what will happen into the future. Yeah, this is definitely something I do want to finish this month. Okay, so the next like 3 books I have is from the Saga series. I do need to finish volume 7, volume 8, and volume 9. I'm super excited for this. I've been having a great time reading these graphic novels. I did finish up to volume 6 last year, so I'm really looking forward to getting to this and finishing this up. I think there's like 12 or 13 volumes, but then a couple of them are coming out in like 2024. I've been just like finishing these so quickly, and the next books are coming out so much into the future, but anyway, I'm really enjoying this. This one follows around these 2 characters who are from very different planets. Their planets basically hate each other. They're not very good to each other, and they somehow fall in love. The guy is like a prisoner in the girl's planet, and they kind of fall in love. They have a baby together. It's just something that never really happens, and they're being hunted down, and it's just such like a high stakes kind of a book. The artwork in here is very rated R. But it's super fun. I've been having a great time reading the series, so I would really recommend it anyway, and I'm very enthusiastic because I think I can finish it this month as well. I'm slowly but surely getting through my manga list, and the next one I have is Death Note Volume 6, which again, like, I've been reading manga for the first time last year. I just literally started 2 months ago, so it's a very exciting time for me. I have like a whole different genre of books to like pick from, and this is definitely something that I'm really enjoying and trying to get through. I think there's only like 12 volumes, so it's not so bad. I do want to finish a couple of volumes this month. I'm not sure how many I can, but volume 6 is definitely something that I'm looking forward to. Death Note is following around this character named Light Yagami, who happens to get this thing called a death note from a Shinigami. In this death note, he can literally write a person's name, and if he knows their face, they will die of a heart attack unless he mentions like, hey, this is how they're supposed to die. They will die with a heart attack. So he basically takes matters into his own hands, and he ends up killing a bunch of criminals. But since a lot of people in Japan are dying in a very similar fashion, the detectives get involved because it seems very, very mysterious. Particular detective who's kind of getting into this case called L, who's trying to hunt down Kira or Light Yagami, and the story goes from there. L and Light are incredibly smart people. They are like high school kids, like in grade 12 going into university kind of kids, like 17 to 18 years old, that's it. And it's just very interesting how this whole story is going through. The one gripe I had, I think it was like volume 4, the women in the series, they're just there. They're just like sex symbols almost, who have no brains, and it just kind of bothered me reading that one volume. But everything else was just really fun. It's just a really good story overall, and yeah, I'm just really enjoying it. I'm hoping to finish volume 6 this month. Let's see how this goes. Going off of graphic novels, I do have another gigantic one, and that is Check Please Volume 2 or Book 2. I did finish volume 1 last month, so I'm definitely very excited to get to this. This has super adorable artwork. The first one was like a fairly quick read at least, so I think this one is also going to be the same in a way. So we're following around this character. I forgot the character's name, but we have this main character who is going to university, and he's like a hockey player with a scholarship, and he really doesn't want to play hockey, but he's a great ice skater, and he kind of got this whole scholarship and he's going. He's also like a vlogger. He makes YouTube videos, I guess, and he just talks about his days and all that kind of stuff. And he's also such a huge fan of baking, so he gets into like a little kitchen area and he starts baking a bunch of pies, and he's just very popular that way. We understand that he's gay, and he kind of likes this person called Jack on his team, and things go from there. I was having a really good time reading the first volume, so I'm really excited to get to this one as well. Alright, you guys, those are all the books that I want to talk about. I know this list is kind of extensive too. Again, like, who knows how many of these I will truly finish, but I'm super excited to get to all these books, and I'm looking forward to 2022. Some of my reading goals that I hadn't really mentioned in one of the videos that I posted in Bookmas was how many books that I was going to read in this year. And I believe I chose 40 books for this year, so I definitely bumped down how many books I want to read. Last year was 70. I took it down by 30 because I didn't want to put that much pressure on myself. Just wanted to read, have fun, and that's pretty much it. If I can finish more than that, that would be awesome. If not, I'll just leave it at that. It's fine. Yeah, but those are all the books that I wanted to talk about for today. If you're new here, hi, welcome. My name is Ansu. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell to be notified every single time I upload a new video. Thanks so much for watching. I will see you all next time with another one. Until then, I'll talk to you all in the comments. Bye!